Right now, an artificial intelligence can look at a medical scan and find a tumor in seconds, faster than a doctor. Sometimes, honestly, more accurately than one. But here's the strange part. The machine that AI is reading, the thing that lets us see inside a living human body, nobody sat down and invented it on purpose. It was an accident. And the guy who stumbled onto it was so freaked out by what he saw that he basically told no one for weeks. He wasn't even sure he believed it himself. And when his wife finally saw it, she said 5 words that still give me chills. "I have seen my death." Let me back up, because the whole thing is wild. It's 1895, a laboratory at the University of Würzburg in Germany, and the man in that lab is named Wilhelm Röntgen. Picture the type. Physics professor. Careful, precise, not a showman at all. This is a guy so private that he literally asked for his personal letters to be burned after he died. Keep that in mind, it matters later. Now in 1895, there's one thing every physicist is obsessed with. Cathode rays. Glowing beams of energy that shoot through sealed glass tubes when you run electricity through them. It's the hottest science of the decade. Everybody's playing with these tubes. But nobody has noticed what Röntgen is about to see. It's the evening of November 8th. He's covered his tube completely in thick black cardboard, sealed it up tight. No light can escape. The room is pitch dark. He flips the current on, and across the room, something glows. A little screen, coated in a special chemical, is shimmering with this faint green light. Now stop and put yourself there for a second. The tube is wrapped in black cardboard. There is no way light is getting out of that thing. And yet, a few feet away, something is glowing anyway. Röntgen just freezes. Because whatever is causing that glow is invisible. It's going straight through the cardboard, through the air, and landing on that screen. And he has absolutely no idea what it is. So what does he do? This is the part that tells you exactly who this man was. He doesn't run out and tell the world. He doesn't announce anything. He half thinks he's losing his mind. He quietly mentions to one friend that he's found something interesting, but that he doesn't know if his own eyes are lying to him. That night, he shows up to dinner late, barely talks, barely eats. Then he just gets up and walks straight back to the lab, because he has to know. And honestly, I get it. I think most of us would. Years later, a reporter asked him what he thought in that first moment. And his answer is one of my favorite lines in all of science. He said, "I did not think. I investigated." For the next several weeks, Röntgen basically vanishes, locks himself in that lab, sleeps there, eats there, barely comes out. And he starts firing this invisible thing at everything he can get his hands on. Paper? Goes right through. A 1,000-page book? Straight through. Wooden boards, a double pack of cards, rubber, tinfoil. Nothing stops it. Until he tries lead. Lead casts a shadow. And then comes the moment that changes everything. He holds a small piece of lead up in his fingers, in front of the screen. He sees its shadow, exactly like he expected. But he sees something else too. He sees the bones of his own hand, the living skeleton inside his own body, glowing on the screen right in front of him. Just sit with that for a second. You're alone. It's the 1890s. Nobody in history has ever seen this. And you glance up, and there's your own skeleton staring back at you. I don't know about you. I think I'd have walked straight out of that room. He didn't even have a name for the thing, so he called them X-rays. X, the symbol for the unknown. On December 22nd, he finally lets someone else in on the secret. His wife, Anna Bertha. He asks her to lay her hand on a photographic plate, and he sends the invisible rays through it. When the image develops, there's something no human being has ever seen. The bones of her hand. And floating around one of them, her wedding ring. She stares at it, her own skeleton, and she whispers the words history never let go of. I have seen my death. And honestly, I don't blame her. To her, it looked like a preview of the grave. To everyone else, it was about to look like a miracle. Röntgen publishes at the very end of 1895, and what happens next is pure chaos. The good kind. Within weeks, not months, weeks, the news explodes across the entire planet. And remember, this is a world with no internet, no TV, no radio, and it still spreads like wildfire. Doctors get it instantly. For the first time ever, you can look inside a living person without cutting them open. A broken bone, a bullet stuck in a soldier, a needle lodged in a dancer's foot, which became one of the very first medical X-rays ever taken, back in early 1896. Inventors scramble to cash in.
Thomas Edison starts building X-ray machines. Nikola Tesla starts running his own. The whole world has basically gone X-ray crazy. By 1898, army surgeons are using them on the battlefield to find bullets and shrapnel, saving lives that used to be lost to blind, brutal probing. But here's the part that really gets me. The part that tells you who Wilhelm Röntgen actually was. He could have owned all of it. He could have patented X-rays and become one of the richest men alive. Companies would have paid him anything. He said no. He said the discovery belonged to humanity, that it should be free for every doctor in every country forever. In 1901, he wins the very first Nobel Prize in physics. He gives the prize money away. And when he dies in 1923, after the First World War has wrecked Germany's economy, the man who handed the world the X-ray dies nearly broke. Now, I won't pretend the early days were all miracles. Nobody understood the danger yet. People threw X-ray parties. Carnivals let you peek at your own bones for fun. Shoe stores put X-ray machines on the floor so you could watch your toes wiggle inside a new pair of shoes. For decades. Objective? Sell shoes. Result? Irradiate the customer. It took years to figure out that these invisible rays, used carelessly, could burn skin and cause cancer. A lot of the early pioneers paid for that lesson with their lives. The same rays that could save you could also hurt you. We just had to learn how to handle the fire. And still, all of it came from that one night. Every chest X-ray, every CT scan, every dentist who checks your teeth, it all traces back to a sealed tube, a dark room, and a glow that had no business being there. So think about this the next time you're in a hospital. When the machine hums to life around you. When a screen lights up with the ghost of your own bones. When a doctor, or now, an AI trained on millions of images, leans in to read the map of your insides. Remember, you didn't come from some grand plan. It came from a quiet, private man, alone in a dark room, who wrapped a tube in cardboard and refused to ignore a faint green glow that almost anyone else would have walked right past. He didn't look away. And because of that, we can all see inside ourselves. The world wasn't built perfectly. Some of its greatest inventions were simply accidentally created.